And here we are, forward again. We welcome you to another edition of the Working Man's Warships. I am your host, Jedi Gad. And we once again bring you in, whoever you are, wherever you are, however you may be listening and watching, to another edition of the Working Man's Warships. So, hopefully you enjoyed the cruiser, how to play 101. So with all the excitement, we're going to calm it back down a bit and once again do some housekeeping. Now, the good news is today's housekeeping is going to be pretty simple and straightforward. And I finally conquered the mic issues. See, it's not the mic that's the problem. It's the PlayStation, because for some reason, and I have a sensitive mic, for some reason, the PlayStation has this zone where it says you need to make sure your sound setting is in order for it to be, quote, good. And you're sitting there with your headphones on saying to yourself, I know you're telling me it's good, but I feel like someone's sticking a screwdriver in my ear. So I just ignored the setting and just went with what my ears are telling me. So we would appear to be there. So today's edition of housekeeping is the Bureau. So if we go over here and jump into the Bureau, and if you can see, I have 2 ships currently being researched. I have the Howden Low and I have Castilla. So for our new players, I know it says advanced project, and the quote of the Bureau, research projects to obtain significant rewards. Yeah. If I click in here, right, so a typical segment looks like this. So first thing, your patrons on your base research are commanders. Simply insert 2 commanders who meet the criteria. It doesn't matter which 2. The only time it matters is if you have 1 commander who's already on a different segment. You will only be able to use 1 commander per segment. Other than that, put in 2 commanders that meet the criteria. If you don't have any, leave it blank. Same applies for the ships. Now, if you pay attention carefully to the ships, you notice that D7 over here is a +4 and the others are +3. You always want to go for the higher number here. But other than that, if all of your ships were +3, just pick 2. Same as the commander, pick the 2 you want, and if you don't have 2, leave it blank. And in the daily trials, you have a selection of ships or ship tiers. You can pick in there. Again, pick the 3 that meet the criteria, whichever you may have. If you don't have the ships, leave it blank. Now, here is the important thing to remember. You do not have to play A with the commanders or B with the ships for your Bureau to advance. It will do it naturally. If you look at the bottom of the screen where it says stage progress, can you see that number going up? And I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting in here waffling on to all of you, and it's still going up. You don't have to play with the commanders and or the ships for it to advance. Now, if you do play with the ships and you win the battles, i.e. you win these trials, whichever you've selected. So if I play in Mogami and I have it selected and I win, or if I play in a tier 8 ship and I have it selected and I win, it will advance my Bureau faster, but my Bureau, as you can see, is still going regardless of whether I play. And the same rule would apply if I had no commanders, no ships, and no trials. If that was all blank, just me being up at this level, the Bureau will advance. It will take longer, but it would advance. So as regards to the Bureau and the ships, you just meet the criteria and the ships will arrive when they arrive. It's a project. It's supposed to take a while. Hence why it's called the Bureau. Now, the only difference is on these segments. You see these segments here? The ones that are surrounded by the bracket. If you go in there, there's a specific ship you must play on this segment and win one game in that ship, and it will advance the segment. So if I go up here and click here and then click on that, you can see that Johan de Witt is the ship I need to play one battle and win with on this segment to advance it. And you can do that on AI. In fact, I would say do it on AI, because you'll win the match. You should be winning all of your AI games anyway. You should be winning, let's say 97% of the games on AI you should be winning. So play it on AI and it will advance the segment for you. Now, if you have your premium, which remember is at the top here, Bureau Boost, default project slot, you get a premium project slot with this, plus 24 hours offline progress. So I've got these two running. You can have any two running you want depending on where you're at, and then once you've completed them, they go in an archive, and here it shows you the various bureaus that I've completed, and yours will appear here as well. So please, all of you, get your bureau going, and as anything, the more you play and the more you work on it, the faster it will advance. And a lot of these bureaus, you get legendary ships. So these two are legendary cruisers, and it's a way of you earning legendary ships without having to buy them. So if I quickly go in the store, and if I look just here, you can see the Flying Dutchman and Marco Polo. They are tier 8s, and each one of them is 25,000 doubloons each. $25,000 doubloon package is £73.99, £74. So you can earn yourself a ship in the bureau for nothing and save yourself 74 quid. And then you add up the value of all the projects in here, and that's a substantial amount of money you have saved simply by doing the bureau. And you don't really have to do anything. You just load it up and it does it itself. The idea of the Working Man's Warships is to teach you how to be resourceful, how you can earn things and do things with a little bit of effort and attention to detail, and you will earn things. Okay? So, any questions, any issues, any videos you might want me to do, please leave it in the comments. But for now, we're going to sign off. Wish you all the best, and we look forward to seeing you on the next edition of the Working Man's Warships. Take care, and we'll see you soon.